Chat, welcome in. We have our first AP rankings, of the season. You know what that means? The season is right around the corner. We are only 10 days away. 10 days away from August 29th. But before we get into the AP rankings, let's just look at those games on August 29th. You got USC versus San Jose State. USC is favored by 38.5 points. I don't think USC covers that. I also see Florida State and New Mexico State. Florida State is favored by 31.5 points. All those odds provided by DraftKings. I don't think either of those teams will cover. I think it will be a closer game than a blowout like that. I think USC wins by a good 30, but I don't think that they win by 38.5. But let's get right into it. These rankings. Our boys at Ohio State ranked number one. And it's a bittersweet feeling, Ohio State being ranked number one, because even though they are ranked number one, of the other 8 times they were ranked number one, they had not won the title the year they were ranked number one. You got Oregon number two, Georgia 3, Notre Dame 4, Texas 5, Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Mississippi, Oklahoma, LSU, Texas Tech, Alabama, BYU, USC. These rankings are hot and heavy. You see, hey, only SEC teams in the top 10. There are four. This is the first time in a while an SEC team has not been ranked number one in the AP top 10 poll. Texas, as you know, last year was ranked number one. What happened week one when they went to play Ohio State? They lost. So that's something that we are looking forward to week two. Ohio State has a very tough schedule ahead of them. Even though they ranked number one, they face number two Oregon. They face number 5 Texas. They face number 6 Indiana. Their schedule is packed. They kick it off week two in the trenches, going against number 5 Texas. I believe Illinois is ranked in that top 25 too, right? No, they're not. I thought I saw them, but you got Illinois, you have Maryland, Indiana, number 6, USC as well. USC is currently ranked number 15. They are tied for 14 with the same amount of votes. Number 2, Oregon, and then you got number 16, Michigan, maybe. Yep, Michigan at 16. So they are packed with top 25 games. Oklahoma actually is the hardest schedule as of opponents in the top 25 right now. They face 7 opponents in that top 25. Ooh, that is going to be a rough ride for Brett Venables, but I know that he can get the job done. But Ohio State schedule, I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's a cakewalk at Ball State. I expect Ohio State to only drop one game this season. It is either going to be that Texas or Oregon game. I think that they will go into that game, drop either one of those, and then kind of find their footing outside of that. You got Oregon number 2 next. They go and face number 14 USC, UCLA unranked, Nebraska, Illinois, Northwestern unranked, number 1 Ohio State, number 16 Michigan. So Oregon has a chance to kind of clean house. I'm expecting them to drop that Ohio State game, but I think that they have some pretty decent games that they should win. They're definitely losable, but I see Oregon only dropping one game, maybe 2 to either USC or that Michigan team. And Notre Dame's schedule here, I mean, it's a cakewalk. You're not in a conference, but I mean, hey, they'll play whoever they can get. Kurt Signetti, he said, hey, if you want to play Indiana, 2 home games for Indiana, 1 away, 1 home game for Notre Dame. And I like that thinking, because at the end of the day, Notre Dame has no leverage, right? They don't have a conference or a leg to stand on. So I think if teams are scheduling games against them, they can kind of do as they please. But the only games I see are here that are even worth watching are maybe the BYU game, maybe definitely the Miami game, because as you know, Miami did beat them last year. And speaking of Miami, we got to get into the disrespect that they're giving to Miami right now. Number 7, Miami. They made it all the way to the national title. They beat Notre Dame last year. I think Miami should be either 4 or 5 ahead of this Texas team and this Notre Dame team, as well as Indiana. I think Indiana, Miami should be in that 4 or 5. You can swap either one of them, but Miami is going to come in hot this year. I think Miami has a chance to really kind of show their footing this year and prove that wasn't a one and done kind of year. I think Miami is going to show out. They have a new quarterback in Darian Missa. They still have top three receiver in the country, Malachi Tony, and they still have Mark Fletcher, who is returning at running back. So I think Miami is going to show up big this year and show why they felt disrespected with that number 7 ranking. We're gonna pull up Miami's schedule here so we can see what they're looking like. Looks like Miami is going to play Florida A&M. They're going to play Central Michigan. They're going to play Clemson. Let me pull this right here for you. Yeah, looks like they're going to play Florida A&M, Central Michigan, Clemson, Boston College, Florida State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Wake Forest, and Notre Dame. So, hey, if Miami wins that Notre Dame game and that Clemson game, I can see them going undefeated this year, especially with their roster. I think Miami's roster is more talented than some of those other rosters in that AP top 10, right? It is up for debate how talented that Texas roster is. We don't know how continuative Texas is going to be, but I think Miami is very offensive heavy, but I think Miami has a better offense than that Texas does. Yes, Arch went on a hot streak at the end of the year, but Darian Mintz and Malachi Tony, that is a crazy duo. With Mark Fletcher in the backfield, I think Miami is going to have a more productive offense than that Texas team this year. Notre Dame, yes, they have CJ Carr, but they also had 2 running backs to get drafted last year, I believe in the first round, who Jeremiah Love is looking like a stud right now for the Arizona Cardinals. I did get a chance to watch the preseason game where he played, and man, that boy knows how to run the football. But CJ Carr, I have him as a Heisman candidate solely off of his schedule, right? He is going to put up video game numbers against some of the teams that he played strictly because of his abilities and the fact that he's not going to play any top 10 defenses out of this team except Miami at the end of the year. And we're going to talk about a little bit of shocker here because this 8 to 13 range is loaded with SEC teams. You got Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Bama. Those teams are going to beat on each other in the upcoming season. LSU coming out week 1 playing Clemson. You got Ole Miss and LSU, I believe, week 2 or 3. You have Oklahoma with 7 top 25 ranked teams. So this is going to be an interesting year for sure. We're not going to talk about them. They're going to lose every game. They're going to fall off very hard. On to the next. And I think another sleeper team here is going to be Penn State University. I don't think that there is an easier schedule for a first-year head coach than Penn State coming out this year. Matt Campbell, he's going to come into the season. He doesn't have to face he doesn't have to face the creme de la creme of the football team. But as you know, he's in the Big Ten. He misses Ohio State. He misses Oregon, right? Yes, he plays Michigan and USC, but he also misses Indiana, right? Like he is missing some of the biggest names in Big Ten football. So I think that Matt Campbell has a great opportunity to be successful this year, right? He plays Marshall, Temple, Buffalo, Wisconsin, Northwestern, USC, Michigan, Purdue, Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, and Maryland, right? None of those are top 10 ranked teams. He doesn't play a single top 10 ranked team. So unless USC makes a huge jump this year from, 14, 15 all the way up into that top 10 under that Lincoln Riley offense, you got that team up north. They're going to go from 16 all the way to the bottom of the barrel. So I think that Maryland, that's going to be a good game because it's away. It's at Maryland's home stadium. You got Purdue. They always show up big. Washington. These are big time Big Ten games, but he does not face any heavy hitting opponent. So Matt Campbell has an opportunity to kind of slide his way into the playoffs real slick like. So I'm excited to see what this season have to offer. If we go through the rest of the rankings here, you got Louisville 24, Mizzou 25, Houston 23, Iowa 22, Utah 21, Tennessee 20. I don't know how I feel about Tennessee being at 20. Yes, Josh Heupel, he's really good, but they're still going through a quarterback debacle right now. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback. Same thing with Alabama. I think Alabama was ranked 13th strictly off their name, right? This is the first time in Alabama history, I believe, that they've been ranked outside the top 10 during the AP poll era. And Kellen DeBoer, he might take that personal. He can use that as bulletin board material for whoever the quarterback is and that defense to say, hey, they're counting us out. We have to show why we're going to show up this season. Lincoln Riley at 15. BYU, they're going to do BYU things at 14. Kind of a quiet sleeper team. We got our eyes on them, a bombastic side eye, but we're not focusing on them too heavy. Hey, big focus on Lane Kiffin at that 11 spot, right? You got Princewell, you got Sam Levitt, you got Jackson Harris, you got all these different receivers, quarterbacks, these transfers who are coming in, who are going to try to make a name for themselves and build a culture under Lane Kiffin and that Charlie Wise offense. I am expecting big things out of LSU's offense. We don't know what that defense is going to look like yet, right? Yes, we know they have Princewell. Yes, we know they have West Weeks, if I'm not mistaken, at the returning linebacker. But other than that, they have a lot of holes to fill. And lastly, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, Ole Miss, Ole Miss. You have Trinidad Chambliss, one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in college football right now. He might not be the absolute best, but at the end of the day, that boy knows how to make plays. That boy shows out in a very big way. Let's look at Ole Miss's schedule here to see what kind of games we're getting into this season to kind of get a feel for how this Ole Miss schedule is going to look. We know that they play LSU week 3. Their week 1 matchup is going to be against Louisville. Ooh, that is a sneaky game, honestly, considering Louisville is in that top 25 ranking. Louisville is currently at number 24, and that week 1 matchup is going to be a fun one to watch. You got week 1, you got Louisville, number 24. You got LSU, number 11. Florida, week 4, and that's a team that I completely forgot about. How do we not rank Florida in the top 25? What John Summerall is going to do this year is going to be absolutely astounding for that Florida team. Game 5, you got Vanderbilt. Week 6, Missouri. I believe they're ranked 23, if I'm not mistaken. You got number 4, Texas. Miss you at 25, Iowa 22. So you definitely got some matchups here for this Ole Miss team. You got Auburn, you got Texas, number 3, Georgia, Oklahoma, Woodford, and Mississippi State. So it's going to be an interesting kind of layout to see how the season falls, right? By week 3, we'll have had some pretty good games, right? You got Ole Miss and number 24 Louisville week 1. You got them facing number 11 in week 3, right? You got by week 6, you will face top 25 Missouri, right? That's 3 ranked games all within that first 3 weeks. You got Ohio State, who was looking like they will face number 5 Texas by week 2. You got number 22 Iowa by week 5. You got number 6 Indiana week 7. So the schedule is going to heat up fast for this Ohio State team. And then, as you know, you got Oregon on November 7th, which will be the height of the season, right? Number 1 and number 2 preseason rank. So I'm excited to see what each and every single one of these teams brings to the table. Notre Dame, nothing exciting about the schedule. So lastly, we're going to go over this Texas schedule. You got Texas State, you got week 2 Ohio State, number 20 Tennessee later that month. You got Oklahoma, Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, LSU, Arkansas, and A&M. So Texas has a brutal schedule as well. I believe they face 6 top 25 ranked opponents, and we know what Steve Sarkisian is going to get into if he loses that week 2 game against Ohio State. Oh, I didn't have to schedule them so early. Oh, not this. Oh, not that. Well, guess what? It's college football. Show up, win the game. You're not going to win against Ohio State, but show up, win the game. We don't want to hear the complaints. We know the SEC is quote unquote tough, right? At the end of the day, you get paid to win games. Go out and win those games. We don't want to hear you crying because you lost 3 teams. You lost 3 games in the SEC. And other SEC teams only lost 1. So I'm looking forward to the season. Lastly, I got to give a shout out to what Kirby Smart is doing over there at Georgia. Just having a winning culture each and every single season. I was watching him during SEC media days, and I was like, man, does this boy know? Does this man knows what it takes to win? Right? He goes up there. He has poise. He has elegance, and he just can get the crowd behind you and make you believe in each and every single one of their players and their schedule. So lastly, we're gonna go over this Georgia schedule, see what they got going on. Week 1, they play Memphis. Week 2, they play Western Kentucky. Then you got Arkansas, Oklahoma. Pull this up for you. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Vandy, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia Tech, South Carolina, Miss U, Ole Miss, and Florida. So I'm sorry, week 1, this can't be. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. So I'm excited to see what we are going to get from the season. 10 days until week 0. 10 days, 14 to 17 days for week 1. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, stay tuned for the next one. It is getting hot and heavy in the kitchen. Videos are going to be posted. We're going to be on top of the games. We're doing all 22s for Ohio State. Look for that all 22 for that spring game. Look for everything that we got going on Ohio State and college football. Appreciate you guys. Until the next one.